Question 6. So circles, to get the centre and also the radius, we need to get it into the form a bit like where we kind of complete the square and then have the constant over on the other side, don't we? But as far as the centre is concerned, we don't need to worry about the constant exactly. We just need to move things together. So I'm considering my x squared minus 6x and so I'm just putting my x's and y terms sort of closer to each other. And I could even put the k on the other side, I suppose. Yeah, why don't I put the k on the other side, so that's minus k. Anyway, so then this is going to go to x minus 3. We need to halve that, don't we? And then we're going to be taking 3 squared away, which is 9. And then on top of that, we're going to have y plus half of 10 is 5. And then we're going to have to take away the 5 squared. And so that all of that's going to be minus k. So as far as the coordinates of the centre is concerned, I don't need to do anything else there. It's annoying, isn't it? Just putting 5 squared. I'll rewrite that as 25. Anyway. So it's going to be the value of x and value of y that make the brackets equal 0, isn't it? So the centre is going to be 3 and negative 5. So be careful with those positives and negatives. Next up, part B, we need to find the range of possible values for k. Now, when I was marking these, lots of people either got one thing or another, and I have to admit, when I went through and did it on my own, I only got one of them, not the other as well. So there are 2 different situations that we need to be thinking about. The one I forgot about is that the radius has got to be bigger than 0. So, so the radius must be bigger than 0, but also we need to consider what this circle is going to look like. So I would start by doing a little sketch just to visualize what's going on, and I would pop in the center of my circle. So I am at positive 3 and negative 5, so that'd be about there, wouldn't it? Now, if the circle is not going to touch the axis, that means the biggest it could possibly be would be the radius can't be more than 5. If it, in fact, it's got to be less than 5, hasn't it? If it's 5, it's going to touch the x-axis. So let's have a little look at our equation again and start thinking about that, because we've got our x minus 3 squared plus our y plus 5 squared, and then we've got minus 34 there, isn't it? I'm going to add that to the other side. So 34 minus k is going to be making our thing, and 34 minus k is going to be our radius squared, isn't it? So if our radius squared has got a maximum of 5 to it, then it's going to be smaller than 5 squared is 25. So 34 minus k is going to be, so if I have 34 there, I'm going to add the k to the other side, take the 25 away from 34, and that gives me my k must be bigger than 9. But also the radius has got to be bigger than 0, hasn't it? So we can't have a number for k being bigger. So if the radius is bigger than 0, 34 minus k must be bigger than 0, and therefore 34 is bigger than k. So the range of possible values for k is going to be somewhere in between here, isn't it? So k is bigger than 9, and smaller than 34, and we need all of those things considered before we can get 3 marks.